my name is Cameron and welcome back to my channel, Which Way to Wicked, where we talk about all things love, light, and especially tarot. So guys, today we are going to be finding out what people first notice about you. So, if that sounds as fabulous to you as it does to me, then let's go ahead and take a look at your group picks today, shall we? So for group number 1, we have this gorgeous quartz crystal coming through. For group number 2, we have this beautiful rainbow crystal making an appearance today. And last but not least, for group number 3, we have another quartz crystal making an appearance as well. It's just a smaller form of quartz than this one, obviously. So guys, I want you to go ahead and take a very big deep breath in. And now I want you to please let it out. And now I want you to close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, I want you to focus on what people think about whenever they see you and what the very first thing is that they notice whenever they are looking at you or as they talk to you. So whenever you feel ready, please open your eyes, and whichever crystal your eyes lands on first, then that, my dear, is going to be the reading for you today. Now, if you feel called to more than one crystal here, then definitely feel free to check out those extra messages as well. And as always, I will have the timestamps listed down in the description box below. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into your reading today, friends. Hello, group 1. So, if you felt called to this gorgeous quartz crystal today, then hey, hello, my name is Cameron, and hey, hello, welcome. I am going to be your tarot reader today. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and just place this off to the side like so. I feel like as I was moving that crystal, it felt as though it was a spaceship moving around or a snake. Oh guys, I'm going crazy. Let's get back on topic here, okay? Because I know y'all are as excited as I am to find out what people first notice about you. So, you heard that, Spirit. Can you please help us find out what people first notice about my group 1 folks, okay? So, let's see what wants to come through here for group 1. What do people first notice about my group 1 folks? Let's see, let's pull that one. Let's see what else wants to come through here for group 1. Oh, there we go. Okay. And let's get one more card. One more card. What do people first notice about them? Guys, that's like 3 different cards. I'm going to put that back in the deck because we just want like one card to come through. We just want one, Spirit. You know what? I think that one wants to come out. Let's take that. Okay, you guys. So let's see what is making an appearance for you guys. So, what do people first notice about you? We have the 9 of Swords. Okay. So that's interesting. Now, I'm getting 2 different messages coming through here. Okay, the first message is that whenever they are looking at you, you may come off as someone who is a bit on the shyer side. Or even if you're not super shy, there's just like this quiet energy that radiates off you. A type of energy where you just seem like you're always in your head and you're more to yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because you know some people, you meet them and they're super loud, they're a social butterfly. Well, I feel like you, at least in other people's eyes, are not exactly like that. I think that you keep more to yourself, and that is definitely something that people first notice about you. And there's also this energy here where you might seem as though you are someone that has a bit of anxious tendencies. Maybe you are someone who seems as though you might get a bit flustered easily, or you might seem like you just get kind of stressed out. You just seem a little tense, and that's definitely something that people pick up on, is this nervous, tense energy. And that could also be kind of tying back into the fact that you may seem like someone who does like to keep more to yourself, and the reason why you're so closed off and kind of in your own corner is because you're so stuck in your head and you're so like worried about all these worries and you seem like someone that might have a bit of anxiety. So do you kind of see the picture that I'm painting here? People just feel like you are someone who's got a lot going on, and so you tend to focus more on yourself and on what is happening in your world at that moment. Okay? Now, another thing that I'm seeing here, I'm hearing that maybe people feel like you don't like to be in the spotlight. You definitely don't like to be in the spotlight, and there is a bit of power to that though, because as I'm hearing that you don't like to be in the spotlight, it's almost as though you avoid the spotlight so much that it makes you stand out, and it makes people take notice of you even more. Because yeah, it's easy to notice the loudest person in the room, right? It's easy to see someone or to hear someone that's really loud, that's talking, that has a big personality. It's easy to take note of them. But there is a quiet power that comes from someone who keeps more to themselves and who is more so secluded and on their own. There is a bit of like a mysterious aspect that comes with that type of energy. It comes hand in hand. And so I do think that people, they notice how you don't like to be in the spotlight. That's one of the first things they pick up on. And because of that, it does make you more mysterious. And going off of that, it makes you more intriguing. So it's almost like you are just like this mystery. The energy that I'm picking up on from you is that you kind of seem like that guy who's on One Tree Hill. The main guy on One Tree Hill with the blonde hair. I'm blanking out. But you know the main guy on One Tree Hill. Basically, it's this guy who he has like a brother or a stepbrother, I think. He's somehow a half-brother. He has a half-brother, and he and his half-brother are complete opposites, except for the fact that they are both very good at basketball. You know, he is more quiet into himself and more of like a bookish type person, while his half-brother is someone who is very much so out there in the social sphere. He's very popular, he's very chatty, he demands attention. But at the end of the day, what really catches people's eyes, especially in this school, is the fact that this guy, the main guy, is more quiet. He likes to be on his own. And there's just something so interesting about that. People want to know more about him, and that is kind of the energy that you give off. People want to know you more, okay? Because you seem very interesting. So that's definitely something that people notice, right? Now, the other thing I wanted to point out here, because I did say how this made me think of two different things. The first thing was me talking about how you might seem like someone who seems a bit anxious, a bit nervous. The second thing I wanted to say is that you may also make other people nervous or other people feel anxious or even a bit insecure. And I think it's, again, the fact that you do seem so mysterious. It's like everybody takes notice of you because you are on your own. And because you crave your own solitude, there's something that just separates you from everyone else. And it's because of this that people, maybe it makes other people feel a bit nervous just because they don't know what to expect from you. You're not an open book. You are not this huge social butterfly. People don't know what to expect if they were to start talking to you, right? And so there is this energy here where you make people feel nervous because they feel like they have to step outside of their element to get to know you. So, very interesting. Let's see what the second card here is. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I feel like for some of you guys that are watching this, you might be a bit of a book lover. Or if that's not the case, then you just seem like someone who is quite curious about the world and you love to learn new things, which honestly makes a lot of sense because, like I was saying, first of all, you seem like someone who likes to be on your own, right? And that's definitely something that people notice about you. Well, what is something that people who like to be on their own tend to be interested in? They like to do more solo activities, solo hobbies, and some of those solo hobbies include reading a book. Some of those solo hobbies include learning new things, watching documentaries, looking out at nature, and maybe bird watching, learning about different birds, things like that. And so there is like, whatever that hobby is that you have, I feel like it's something that people take note of, and it's something that people notice about you whenever they first see you. It's kind of making me think of that guy who, I think he was an Olympic swimmer. I know he competed in the Olympics. I'm not sure if it was this year or last year, but people were taking notice of him because of the fact that, and this was the US Olympics, I think, or I don't know. I think the Olympics is everyone competing against everyone, right? Guys, I'm so sorry. As you can tell, I'm not a sports person. I don't watch a lot of sports, but he was an Olympian. I'm pretty sure he was a swimmer, and every time the camera would pan on him, he'd be like knitting, or like knitting a cardigan or something like that. He'd always be knitting something. And so, I don't know. I just feel like there's something about you that you do on your own that people take notice of. So maybe you like to knit or sew things, or maybe you, again, like to just read books, or you like to go bird watching, but there's something that you do, some type of hobby that you have that I feel like people notice whenever they first see you. So yeah, definitely keep that in mind. And this is the Ace of Wands card, by the way. And we also have the Eight of Pentacles. Yes, again, okay, look at this girl. Look at this chick here. She is literally painting a butterfly. It looks as though she is just doing her own thing. Okay? And so again, what do people notice about you? It's the fact that you, even though you may seem like someone who's a bit anxious, you may seem like somebody who is a little bit nervous, and that's definitely something people kind of pick up on, you still seem like someone who is most at home whenever you are by yourself. And there's just something so powerful about that I feel like people notice and people kind of think about whenever they see you. It's the fact that there are so many people in this world who feel the need to always have to have someone next to them. They always have to be talking to someone. They always need a friend, a lover, someone by them at all times, because they just cannot stand to be alone. Whenever they're alone, they're lonely. And so there is something just so innately powerful about someone like you who seems as though you treasure your solitude. You just seem like someone who loves yourself and you love your own time and exploring that time alone. And so it's very interesting because on one hand, even though you may seem like someone who is a little nervous, who has some anxiety, or maybe you seem a little bit insecure sometimes, on the other hand, there is this like strong sense of confidence that radiates off of you that comes from the fact that you are just happy being on your own and you love yourself. And so that's a very interesting like juxtaposition there. You very much so contradict yourself in different ways. You're like a paradox, right? You are someone who seems like you might be a bit anxious, seems like you might be a bit nervous, but you also seem like someone who is very confident just in and of yourself. And so you definitely make people think. You make people stop and think, because I feel like how I'm very confused, like kind of trying to sort that out myself about the paradox that is you. I feel like you make other people kind of get confused and like think about you, and you just have so many layers upon layers upon layers, and people notice that whenever they are looking at you, they are barely breaching the surface of you. Like whenever they think about the enigma that is you, people know that you just have so many layers and there is so many aspects of you that they don't know yet. And so what people first notice about whenever they see you is that they're not really seeing the full picture whenever they are looking at you head on. And you make people want to get to know you, want to step outside of their comfort zone to talk to you. But at the same time, you also you make people nervous because they don't know what to say. They don't know how to interact with you because you are so quiet and because you are so mysterious. They don't know how to get you to even want to talk to them. They don't know what the first thing they should say to start a convo with you, right? So yeah, that's kind of the message and the energy that I'm picking up on so far. Let's see what else wants to come through here for group 1. What do people first notice about them, Spirit? Can we get some messages? I think that card wants to come through. Alrighty. For group 1. Okay, beautiful. And let's get one more card. What's the first thing people notice about my group 1 folks, Spirit? What is the first thing they notice? Thank you. Okay, what is coming through? Oh my gosh, guys. Yeah. I love this. So first of all, what have we been talking about this whole time? We've been talking about how you like to stick more to yourself, right? You kind of pull in on yourself all the time. And we literally have the card Inner Self coming through. I don't know if you can see that, but it says it right here, Inner Self. I hope y'all can read that. I hope the camera was focusing on it. But there's a little message on the back, and I'm going to read it to y'all. So it says, true friends who are both candid and rugged can also be the most honest, even if they are a bit rough around the edges or a bit of a storyteller. Seek out a friend who best fits this description. During periods of depression or emotional hurt, it is okay to feel down, and it is safe to let others know when you do. It's time to do some soul searching. Perhaps you could do with some healing on a karmic or past level. Listen to your inner voice. It will tell you what you need to do. So yeah, I mean, again, I feel like this is mostly talking about how you seem like someone who is always doing soul searching. You seem like someone, and I think what people notice about you is that they feel as though you are someone who is very like highly evolved. You have very much so leveled up a lot in your life. And why is that? It's because you seem like someone who is willing to do shadow work, because you are always on your own and always dipping into your own thoughts and thinking about whatever it is you're thinking about. Because you seem very mindful, you seem like someone who has just learned so many things. You seem very wise. You seem like you know so much. And so, yeah, that's definitely something people pick up on and that people notice about. And it's very interesting because there is the word storyteller here. And let me read that one more time. It says, true friends who are both candid and rugged can also be the most honest, even if they are a bit rough around the edges or a bit of a storyteller. Now, the reason why I want to mention that specifically is because we actually have the card storyteller coming through, and I love like the synchronicities that are coming through here. And so it says right here, an ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. Okay, so this is actually very intriguing here because, as I've been saying this whole time, the number one thing people notice about you is that you are very quiet. You seem like someone who likes to be on your own. You seem just very more so to yourself. Now, whenever you do talk, though, whenever you do deign to speak to other people, I feel like you are just very highly intelligent, and everything you say is just very interesting. And I think what makes it even more interesting is the fact that people realize you are someone that doesn't speak a lot. And so it's almost like everything you do say is very precious. It's very precious because people know that you don't speak often. You don't speak if you don't have to necessarily. And so everything that you do say, it's very valuable, and people do like hang on to every word that comes out of your mouth because of that. Now, that's definitely something that I guess people kind of notice about you. I feel like that's something people would notice more as they get to know you and as they start talking to you, because obviously I feel like you are someone who won't just start chit-chatting to someone right off the bat. I feel like it takes time to get you to start to have a bit more conversations with people. So I feel like as people get to know you, they start to notice just how interesting you are and how the things that you do say is very valuable. It's very cool. I just think you know a lot about different things, and so I feel like people just learn from you whenever you are talking. Whenever you're saying things, people learn new things. So that's very cool. And I feel like you are someone who is very honest, and like I was saying here, you might be someone who is a bit rugged or rough around the edges, and so that's very interesting. That could be something people notice about you as they talk to you, as they get to know you more. They do notice how you are just always honest, and some people like that and some people might not, because some people don't like to hear honesty, right? But yeah, you're just a very honest person, and that's definitely something people notice. Now, the last thing I wanted to say here, and this is just something that I thought was really cool. I'm just noticing how this card is displaying these little like fairy-esque creatures. They're painting these poppies, and we also had this lady here painting this butterfly wing. And so yeah, you could definitely be a painter, or maybe you're someone who's very creative, but that's definitely something people notice about you. So you could be someone, again, who likes to paint, and maybe that's something you do whenever you are just out in public, or maybe you show a sense of creativity in other ways. Maybe you dress very creatively, maybe you do your makeup really nice, or your hair, you spend a lot of time on your hair. There's something about you that is just very creative and that people take note of. Maybe you like to make your own jewelry or something like that. But yeah, you guys, at the end of the day, that is what I'm seeing for you. I hope that you've enjoyed this reading, and if you did, then please make sure to give me a really big like, because I post new videos every Monday and every Friday, and I would love to have you stop by the side of Tarot to Begin sometime, okay? So I love you all so much, and I hope that you have a gorgeous and splendid rest of your day, friends. Mwah. Bye. Hello, Group 2. My name is Cameron, and if you chose this gorgeous butterfly, did I say butterfly? I meant rainbow. If you chose this gorgeous rainbow crystal today, then hey, hello. I'm so happy you are here with me today. Thank you so much for deciding to spend your valuable time with your girl right here. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and just place this off to the side like so. Now, because I was mentioning butterfly, that may be something that people think about or take notice of whenever they see you or talk to you. I don't know if you're like a social butterfly. Maybe you like to talk a lot. You're a chatty Cathy, and so that could be something people notice, first notice when they meet you. Maybe you have, I don't know, some type of love of butterflies. Maybe you like have like a butterfly printed jacket or lunchbox, or you wear a lot of butterfly jewelry or something. I don't know, but there could be definitely something there that could resonate with you. And if it does, then take that as it is, right? Now, that also makes me think of transformations. because butterflies, obviously, they begin their lives as worms, or no, caterpillars. They begin their lives as caterpillars, and then they become these beautiful butterflies. And so maybe you have gone through some type of big transition in your life, some type of transformation, and that could be something that people who have known you are taking notice of. Okay, maybe you've recently gone through a big weight loss, or maybe you changed your hair, you cut it, or did something drastically different. Maybe you've changed your style. It could even be something as small as you like moving to a new apartment, or I don't know, just doing something different. So that could definitely be something that people are noticing right now. But let's see what wants to come through here for group 2. What wants to come through here? What are people noticing about them, Spirit, for our group 2? Thank you. That one came like right out. We love to see that. Sorry, you guys, my freaking thumb is bothering me because I am a massage student practitioner right now, and I have just recently started massaging people, taking clients, and my finger is still adjusting. I put a lot of weight in my fingers and it hurts. If any of you guys are massage therapists, please leave some tips down below as to what I can do to help with this finger pain, okay? But let's see what wants to come through. So we have the 5 of Swords making an appearance. We have the 4 of Wands. And we have the Lovers. So with the Lovers card, this does talk about Gemini energy. And so you could be a Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or in Venus. But I love that that is actually coming through here, because Gemini energy, that usually does talk a lot about communication. And so again, you could be someone who is a bit of a social butterfly because social butterflies obviously like to communicate. So that could definitely be something people notice about whenever they see you. But you could just be someone who is really good with your words. Maybe you are good at writing. Maybe you like to write poems. Maybe you go to a lot of like poetry slams, or maybe you write music and you sing your music at different places. But yeah, that's definitely something people notice about you. It's the way you speak. It's the way that you seem like somebody who's quite friendly. It's the way that you show off your poetry if you're into that. But yeah, there's definitely something here about the way that you speak, the words you use. It just catches people's eye. It catches people's attention. It could even be that maybe you have a really cute voice. Maybe it's not exactly what you're saying, but how you're saying it. So you could have a cute accent, or maybe you have a lisp like me. I have a hard time saying my S's, so that could be something people notice whenever they start to talk to you or first see you. Now, another thing that is coming through here is that a lot of people want to be your bestie. That's something that people notice. It's the fact that you just seem like someone who's very warm. You seem like someone who's very magical. Honestly, that's what I'm seeing here with these cards. You just seem like someone who people could have a good, fun time with. I mean, if you look at this card, these people in the Lovers, in this Lovers card, you can see them just being all up on each other, hugging each other. And then if you look at the 4 of Wands, there are 2 people standing on top of this really tall building here, and they're holding hands. And so I just feel like you are someone who people just want to be friends with. They just notice that you are a sweet, kind person, and they just stop and think like, wow, I'd want to be friends with that person. They seem like they would make a great friend. Or they seem like they'd make a great lover as well, as we see with the Lover card. So I definitely think a lot of people are interested in you and more than just friends. You could definitely be someone who's physically attractive, because whenever we see the Lovers, that does talk about kind of finding your perfect match. And so obviously alongside the perfect match comes with the perfect looks, or as close as perfect as you can get to. So I do think that for a lot of you guys, you could be very physically attractive, and that's something that people notice is your looks. But beyond that, you just have a very great personality that people just enjoy and love so much. Now, another thing that I'm seeing here, which is very interesting, is the fact that I feel like you are someone who has had a darker past. You may have had someone from your past who was mentally, verbally, physically abusive to you. You could have had someone who just treated you very poorly, and maybe you had parents that maybe they weren't rude to you per se, but they didn't show you a lot of love whenever you were younger. But yeah, I just think that you do come from a more tough past, a more tougher past here. And I think that maybe you might be someone who is a bit of an open book. Maybe you are someone who is very open about your challenges, or maybe you've told a few people who's told another few people who told another few people about your past. But I feel like somehow people know about your past here, or they at least think or assume that you may have had a harder past here. Now, again, keep in mind, this is what I'm talking about here. This is what people first notice about you. So what people first notice about you might not be you. Like, it might not be accurate, right? Because I could look at someone walking down the street and maybe they look very, very tall and slender and very pretty, and I could just think like, wow, that person must be a model. But that doesn't mean that's true. And so some of these people, they might be thinking like, oh, this person must have had a harder past, but in reality, maybe you never actually did. So again, this is just talking about what people think about you. But going off of this though, I think that people do notice that you just seem like someone who may have had a harder past. And I think that another thing people notice is the fact that even though you may have had a harder past, you didn't let that stop you or keep you from being happy and bright and beautiful just like you are. And so I think that that is definitely something that people take note of, and they just love how you're so filled with hope and how you haven't let your past just cause you to close yourself off and to just be on your own. So yeah, people definitely respect you, and they love how you just seem like someone who also loves to spread love and happiness and kindness. So yeah, let's see what else wants to come through here for group 2. What wants to come through? Okay, those are 2 cards actually. I think I just want to take one, so let's see what wants to come through for group 2. Let's just get 1 card. Okay, let's get another card here, a thank you spirit, that came right out, and then let's get 1 more for group 2. For group 2, what do people first notice about them? What do people notice about them when they see them, as they get to know them? Okay, that card wanted to come through. Alrighty, you guys, let's talk about these cards. Wow, that's lovely. Okay, so we have magic fish coming through. We have destroyer, and we also have worry. So first of all, the first thing I want to mention here is the fact that we have the number 47 right here. Now, if you add 7 and 4, I do think that's 11, right? 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Okay, so that's 11. Now, if you break down the 11 further, you add the 1 and the 1 together, that equals 2. Now, in numerology, 2 represents partnerships. It represents someone who is very friendly, who just likes to talk and hang out with people and vibe with others. And so again, I just think that people notice how much of a social butterfly you are. They notice how excuse me, they notice how you are someone who they would definitely want to be besties with. So again, you are just like everyone's best friend, or you're someone who people hope and pray that they could be your best friend, right? So that's really cool. Now, again, with the magic fish coming through, again, wasn't I telling you earlier how magical you are? People just notice how you are someone that tends to always see life on the brighter side of things, and they just love that. They love how positive you are, how you always have a fresh perspective on things. You just make people feel like everything is going to be okay. You make people feel as though they are walking on sunshine. And yeah, I feel like when people first see you or they're talking to you, one of the first things they notice about you is that, again, you're just so sweet and fun and magical. You make them think of that song, I'm walking on the sunshine, oh, and don't it feel good? I'm sorry, I'm a really bad singer, but I can't carry a tune to save my life, but I think that's actually a song that they think of whenever they see you, whenever they talk to you. You make them think of that song for sure. We have the Destroyer coming through, and it says releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for a new life. And so I feel like that goes very well with worry. And so I feel like there are two messages coming through here. Like I was saying before, you make people feel like everything is going to be okay because you're so positive, because you're so bubbly. And so I think what people notice is that whenever they are around you, no matter how much worry or doubt they're feeling in that moment, you make them feel as though they can release all of that energy, all of that worry, all of that anxiety, and just feel a bit magical, right? You make them feel a bit more optimistic and more hopeful. And so that's definitely something people notice, is the way that you make them feel. And that's such a beautiful message to receive here. Now, the other message I wanted to mention is the fact that people just feel like you are someone who doesn't let worry or fear or doubts cause you to be stuck. You always keep moving. You always see the brighter side of things. And people just find that to be so incredible, so inspiring. And again, that's something that they notice whenever they see you. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you today. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading. And if you did, then please make sure to give me a really big like and to subscribe to my channel, because I post new videos every Monday and every Friday, and I would love to have you stop by this side of TerraTube again sometime. Okay, so I love you all so much, and I hope that you have a lovely rest of your day, friends. Mwah. Bye. Hello, Group 3. My name is Cameron, and if you chose this gorgeous quartz crystal today, then hey, hello. I'm so happy that I get to be your tarot reader today, and I just want to say thank you so much for deciding to hang out with me. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just place this off to the side like so, and let's start shuffling through these cards, my gorgeous friends. So we are asking the question, Spirit, what do people first notice about them? What do people notice as they talk to them? So let's see what wants to come through here, Spirit, for Group 3. What do people first start to really notice about my Group 3 folks as they talk to them, as they're around them, as they're in their gorgeous presence? Let's see what is coming through here. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. So you have a very perplexing message here. It's very intriguing. I've never really received a message quite like this. So yeah, definitely stay tuned. Let's talk about this, okay? So first of all, we have the 7 of Cups coming through. We have the King of Cups, and we also have the 4 of Pentacles. So first of all, with that King of Cups energy coming through, that does talk about the water signs. So you could be a water sign, Sun, Moon, Rising, or in Venus. So I am talking about the signs Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Now, let's talk about these cards. So the first thing people notice about you, I feel, is the fact that you seem like someone who has a lot of dreams or goals or aspirations for yourself. That's what I'm seeing here with the Seven of Cups. Because if you see this girl, she's like literally out in the night sky. She has this magic wand, and you can see her like pointing at these different stars here. And it just makes me feel as though this person is being quite dreamy. And so people notice whenever they first see you and as they first start to talk to you that you are someone who's also very dreamy. You may seem like someone who has your head in the clouds a lot, who is just thinking about your future and what you want for said future. Now, sorry guys, my phone is ringing. Let me check it really quick. Okay, sorry about that. But what's interesting though is that while you seem very dreamy, what people also notice, or at least what they think about you, is that you seem like someone who may have dreams, but you don't necessarily seem like someone who is going to really go after those dreams full speed ahead. Okay? The reason why I'm saying that is because we have the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles talks about being more conservative. It talks about kind of just not being someone that rushes into things. They would rather plan things and just kind of figure out what they want to do before they go after something. Okay, so people feel as though you're a bit of a planner. That's what people kind of notice about you. And honestly, I'm kind of picking up a lot of Virgo energy, because Virgos do tend to be very analytical. They are the type of people who likes to have a plan on top of a plan on top of a plan. Now, this doesn't mean that people see you as someone who is never going to accomplish your dreams. That's not the case at all. But I do think when people see you, as they talk to you, one of the things that comes to their mind is that you are someone who has so many dreams, and yet you have been in this planning phase for so long. And people do wonder, when are you going to step outside of that planning mode and start getting into action mode? Okay? So that's very interesting. That's definitely something people notice about you. There's also this energy of you being kind of... I feel like people, they have a hard time reading you. I think that you are someone who is always able to kind of keep your cool. You're always able to be very calm and collected, and because of that, people never really know what you're thinking. You seem very enigmatic, and so definitely another thing that people notice about you is the fact that you're not an open book, and they just don't really know what's going on in your head 99% of the time. But what's cool about that is that you do seem like someone who's quite intriguing. I think that you intrigue people because you do seem like someone who is a bit of a mystery, and people do like a mystery. Now, what's interesting here is that I feel like there are quite a few similarities between this group and group number 1. So if you felt called to group number 1 at all, definitely check that one out, because you may have some extra messages in there. But continuing on with this reading, I feel as though people also notice that you seem like someone who's very emotionally mature. You seem like someone who's very stable, and you seem as though you have a good head on your shoulders. So even though on one hand you might have your head in the clouds and you might always be dreaming about your dreams, you still seem like someone who's very practical and down to earth. And so that is a very interesting combination here. That's very interesting to see. So yeah, that's definitely something people notice about you. And again, like I was saying, I feel like people feel very safe, very calm, very secure whenever they're in your presence. I think that they notice that you are just as cool as a cucumber, and I think that that energy just sets people at ease. You make people feel just safe. right? So even though people may have a hard time reading you per se, at the same time, they know that you're not going to fly off the handle or act crazy or anything. People know that you're just always going to be cool, calm, and collected. And so there is a bit of safety with that when it comes to that. So yeah, you're kind of like a rock to people. You make people feel safe. You make people feel secure. And I think if there's ever like anything crazy going on, people realize and they know and they notice. They take note of the fact that you're probably the first person they would want to be next to if there was something crazy going on, because they know that amidst all that craziness, you'll just be there, as calm as a cucumber, and people like that. Let's see what else wants to come through here for group 3. What wants to come through here? Alrighty. Okay, you guys. So, we have the New Beginnings card coming through. We also have Magnolia. And we have Samaritan. So first of all, with the Samaritan card, I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory. I feel like people, what they notice about you is that you seem like someone who is just a very kind person. You seem as though you would be someone that would go out of your way to be nice to anyone, even a stranger. And so I think that that is definitely something people take notice of, and they find that quality to be very admirable. We have New Beginnings, and so you might have been doing something differently lately. You might have had some type of new start here. Maybe you've simply decided to change your style of clothing, or you got like a new haircut. Or this could represent that maybe you've recently started a new job, or you moved to a new apartment or something like that. But I feel like there has been some type of new beginning in your life here. And that's definitely something people have noticed. And that's definitely something that people have been kind of intrigued about. So people are definitely noticing that. Now, we also have Magnolia coming through, and I think I'm gonna read what the book has to say about this, because guys, I'm not gonna lie, oops, I haven't received this card in a long time, so I do want to see what the book has to say, because the card, like just the front, is quite vague. I mean, it's just the word Magnolia, so give me a second to see what the book has to say. Alrighty, it says, focus. Delicate pink and white flowers dance in air's breath. Could it possibly be as beautiful and serene as it appears? The reality is yours to create. How are you designing your reality? Is your life unfolding the way you wish it to? Is what others see a clear representation of who you really are? Do you live from your authentic self? Where do you place your attention, or on negatives or positives? Remember that you attract that which you focus on. Your focus is what creates your reality. Learn to trust in your good. Know that you are worthy of all that is wonderful and abundant, simply because you exist. Okay. It says, think clearly about what is it you wish to manifest into your life. Place your focus on the things that you desire. Okay, so again, that kind of makes me think about the message I was saying earlier. How you seem like someone who has a lot of dreams, and you're focused on creating a good plan to go after those dreams. But again, you might have a hard time following through because you're so focused on creating the best perfect plan. And so I definitely think that that is something people notice. Whenever they meet you, you just seem like someone who is just very, very analytical. Everything has to be planned to a T. Everything has to be perfect. I'm kind of getting a bit of OCD from you, if I'm being honest. So yeah, that's definitely something people take notice of. It's the fact that you're very big about planning, about knowing what your next move is. And sometimes people feel as though that you always having to create a plan for your future might inadvertently be you creating these roadblocks between you and your goals, you and your dreams here, you and your life. So yeah, that's definitely something people notice whenever they talk to you, as they get to know you. Yeah, so that's all I'm seeing for you today, group 3. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading, and if you did, then please make sure to give me a really big like and to subscribe to my channel, because I post new videos every Monday and every Friday, and I would love to have you stop by the side of Tarot Tube again sometime, okay? So I love you all so much, and I hope that you have a lovely rest of your day, friends. Mwah. Bye.